So, this is the old decking on the steps here. I already got started, edge banded it. This is just off right now. Same thing with all these. So I'm gonna get all these out of the way. And you'll see right there, I had to add a couple more boards. I know they're not green treated, so we'll see how that works, but imagine with the new boards, they're gonna come across kind of like a picture frame. So I needed something for each board to end on, so they'll go long way this way and then the long way that way. Alright. Okay, this is with all the wood removed. Like I said, I already got that edge banded, and what I used was the T-clips that go between the boards on the decking, and then up top got brad nails, 1 1/4 brad nails all the way through. So you won't see any of the fasteners from there. And then also on this side, I'm just going to butt them straight up to the end. So it's gonna, basically all the boards will end right there. So you'll see what that looks like. But we're gonna have this edge come out, kind of a picture frame style, and then go all the way to the end, and then the rest of the boards will just go the same direction that they used to go. The reason I'm doing this is I pulled off all the boards to throw some extra dirt down there and grade it, and figured I'd just throw some blocks on top of it, some extra blocks, just to help direct some water away from the foundation. Not that it's an issue, but you know, doesn't hurt. There we go. So this is gonna be mitered. I did leave it long because I'm gonna sneak back up on it, but we're looking at about a 1/4 inch reveal, or bull nose, whatever you call it. Basically just this little overhang right there. I was thinking maybe go out about 1 inch. Let's see, I guess it'd be about 3/4 of an inch. But yeah, it looks nice, but I think with these ridges, kind of creates a little issue there. We'll see. Might try that. Alright, so we got a 1/2 inch board there, and we're gonna put that against, and we got a 1/2 inch all the way, and we're gonna do the same on this side. Just gotta work out the details because we got about 1 inch behind there, and then also I'm gonna have to cut around that as well. And I'm pretty sure this doesn't fit underneath, so I'm also gonna router a bit of that off, so we'll inch our way up on it. But that should look pretty decent, coming to a nice 90-degree miter there, with about a 1/2 inch on either side, like that. So here I got everything laid out, ready for some screws on these edge pieces. Since they overhang, I'm going to put screws in the top, just so if someone steps on it, it doesn't flip off. But as you see over here, got that edge cut out, and then this actually is routered off, so it slides right under. Then I got my spacer there, little less than a 1/2 inch, but it's gonna be good. Same deal over here, you know, you gotta make sure everything's square, so got that square in there. And looking nice. Of course, this is going to tighten up once you get everything screwed down. But, again, let's see here. In the topic of swear, pull that out. We're at 43.5. Come down this side. And okay, we got a little more to do here, but better over than under because we can have a little gap on that side. Okay, might have made a mistake. If I have this board out with the reveal I want, you'll notice it is, it is just barely sitting on that support. It would be okay, but I do plan on screwing in all the way down that board. So that wouldn't be such a big deal, but then this board's in the way to remove that. And that board is screwed in from this face. And I already have that all brad nailed in. So I guess I could, they're just brad nails, I could pull this board off and then snip all those brad nails, which would be probably the best way to do it here. But I just want to move this board into where I got those spacers. I'll take those spacers out. And then this one can stay where it's at because you don't need to be all the way to the end of the board. So, I guess I got some corrections to do here. Unless I know I can do this, because that is initially what I had planned for. If I line that up exactly with the sides, now I have the perfect amount of board there. But then this side has a reveal, so I'd have to cut more off that side. Not sure which way I'm gonna go yet. So right here I got everything kind of mock fit, nothing screwed in except those front two boards there. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have to take back a lot of this reveal or overhang, and I'm gonna try to go with, what about 1/4 inch, maybe as low as an 1/8 inch, because if I don't, I'm looking at a decent gap, which I'm gonna move all these boards forward, which will close this gap, but that's gonna open it up back here. So there'll be a little bit of a gap like that in between the house and the first board. This one will stay butted up against, but I do gotta take a little off here so that this end will meet up with that board where it needs to be. So, didn't really work out as planned, but I think it's still gonna look alright with just a mild overhang there. And then that'll follow all the way around. So I got this side notched out and routed down. So I should slide right in under there. We got our little 1/4 inch 3/8 reveal. Focus. Push this back in, get that nice and tight. Alright, so we got nice and tight against the door there. Now when I pull, let's get this out of the way. When I pull this edge board up, get the other side. So when that gets pulled in, Oop, not aiming very well here. So those will get screwed down. Line that up with the edge there. Okay, so we'll have a nice 90-degree miter there. And I've got to pull it out a little on that side, but that's what we're looking for. Then spacing on these, once everything is sucked tight up against this front board, we'll have about a gap about that size, maybe a little bigger actually, towards the house. So we'll pull this out and I'll dry fit everything and show you how that goes. Okay, this is it all laid out. I did screw in the ridge boards or edge boards or whatever. I started using composite deck screws, but they wouldn't sink in. They wouldn't sink to flush. So that's what all this like volcanoing is that like with the composite screw, actually hold on, I got one here. So see, they screw in normal and then this is reverse thread. So once it got to this reverse thread, it started bellowing out all of the material. So I backed all those out and then I ended up using a 2.5-inch just deck screw, triple coated deck screw. So I got, oh here, this is a good example. I left a couple of those in, so it won't sink in any further than that. This one was decent, but you can see that. So I figured, you know what, I'll just use the deck screws and be done with it. And then these are just sitting in here for now, but that's my line over here. Thinking about it, I probably should have left an extra like inch, because I don't plan on doing any miters or anything, just leaving that side as is. But for future, might have been nice to have a little extra there to miter in another board, just in case I ever remove the fence. I don't see myself ever doing that. And got to box up a stair, but all in all, looks pretty good here. Gaps aren't all equal right now because they're just kind of sitting in, but I did screw in a few. I'm gonna actually go to the store and buy a better bit, because I think, let's see here, yeah, there we go. It's kind of leaving a mark as you screw things in, but that's looking pretty good there. I could have done this on the other side, but I figured I'll put a grill or whatever over there anyway, so it's never going to be seen. It's more of a, you know, from this direction appeal. But if you want to be fancy, miter that one and do the same thing as over there. Didn't want to really do all that, and I think it still turned out pretty decent here. So a friend came over and said, no buddy, you gotta picture frame all three sides. So did some new green treated here and there, both sides there, and then I got about 4-inch lag screws going through there, a couple new hangers there, and then these are all just 3-inch deck screwed to each other on both sides. I'll get you with the next step. So just got this kind of propped up, but 45s will come right here. And I got a few more boards here and there that I got put in to picture frame out, down, back and then back in. And then this is roughly the height I'm going with. But yeah, I still gotta measure and establish that. And then there's gonna be 3 boards. Oop, 1, 2, and 3, and that's gonna be a little overhang with a face board similar to that. It should work out. And then you can come up from this side or just straight off. That should be nice. So here we're just getting the faces worked out. So we got, doing that backboard, don't really need it, but so we got a board coming around right here, nice mitered edge, gonna come all the way across, and this isn't on yet, but we'll work those angles out. And then I gotta have one more board finishing off this side, and then we can start working on the top edge boards all the way around and work our way down. Alright, so here we got everything cut and spaced out, ready to go on. Nice picture framing. Got those coming together. This whole step is finished, nice and solid. And then it's a little high on this side just because the ground is at an angle, but everything's nice and level there. And then picture framed this side here. Before it was just coming off the edge, and I got the end clasps in place, and I was checking out the spacing for all these before I screwed the, ooh, that's hard to tell, that's the end board, before I screwed in the edge board. So now I gotta pull these back out and start screwing them in one by one.